the fundamentals of blockchain, its relevance, and how it is applicable in real world. So a little about myself. I'm Omlan Roy, the GDG lead in the blockchain domain of Naroli Institute of Technology. So I'm making this video to make people aware of blockchain technology in my college. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, I am also making this video for you, whoever is watching this video. So let's come to the point straight. What is blockchain? I searched it on DuckDuckGo, and here is the result. Blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger that securely records transactions across a network of computers. It allows data to be stored in linked blocks, making it transparent and resistant to tampering. I know this is a lot of buzzwords for you guys if you are a beginner, but trust me, this is very simple. These things are not very complex. So let me explain to you what does this thing mean. Like what does the whole thing that I have said right now mean? So so this is a simple diagram of a blockchain network. This only has three nodes. You can see each node has hash, and like own hash of the previous one, timestamp, data, nonce, and then Merkle root hash. The Merkle root hash, I don't think you need to know about this right now, because this is an advanced thing when you will learn about blockchain in a very advanced level, like the core concepts of blockchain, like how it is made in the core level. Then you will need to learn the Merkle tree's data structure. Actually, Merkle root comes from a data structure that is called Merkle tree data structure. Okay, so as you can see, this is the hash of this block. This block number one. Let me give it a number. Block number one, uh, two, two, and three. Okay, so this is block number one. This is block number two. This is block number three. Okay. So block number one has hash n, that is its own hash, and then it has the hash of previous block. In this case, I'm considering this is the Genesis block, like the first block of the blockchain, or you can say the node, first node of the blockchain. So this will contain nothing. But if you are using a blockchain in real world, this always has a previous node. If you are looking at a middle node or something like that, this also has timestamp. This also has data. This also has like all kind of things like transactions and all. Okay, so this is a node number one. This is node number two. This is node number three. Okay, the one node contains hash of its own. Uh, okay, and then it contains the hash of the previous one, then all of the things. Like if you see the block number two, like node number two, this has its own hash, then hash of the previous one, that is hash of block number one, then timestamp, data, Merkle root hash, and blah blah blah. Then three has its own hash, then it has the hash of previous one, then timestamp, data, nonce, and everything. Yeah, you can say like Merkle root hash and blah blah blah. Okay, so this is how a blockchain is made, and this is how these things are connected to each other. These are connected by hash. Okay, and then one more thing, like why is it secure? This is secure because if you change anything in this, like if you change the data in this block, like this node, the hash will get changed automatically. Like if I changed up any data or try to do any chedchad with this data, then the hash of this uh, block will get changed. Like hash n, you can see this will show something like hash n or hash n plus 1, hash n plus 2, or anything. Like it will just change. Then if it this case changed, then the previous then the next block which has the hash of block number 2 will not be valid. So from this block, level number 2 and block number 3, the whole from this block, like the block number 2 and 3, this will get invalid. This will be invalid. Like this will not be in use. like ये कोई काम का नहीं रहेगा अभी. ये है बात. अगर मैंने इसमें कुछ चेंज किया ना, हैश नम ये मतलब इस ब्लॉक नंबर 2 में कुछ अगर चेंज किया, लाइक कुछ डेटा में चेंज किया, छेड़छाड़ किया, तो ये इसका हैश चेंज हो जाएगा. अब इसका अपना जो हैश है ना, वो पूरा चेंज होने वाला है. देन होगा ये कि ये जो ब्लॉक नंबर 3 है, इसके पास तो इसका हैश है ना, ब्लॉक नंबर 2 का हैश है ना. तो ये अगर हैश चेंज हो चुका है तो इसका कुछ मतलब नहीं रहता है ना. ये पूरा का पूरा इनवैलिड हो जाएगा ब्लॉक नंबर 2 से. दैट इज हाउ ब्लॉकचेन वर्क्स. So this is the fundamental concept of blockchain. Let me come to the point of the what is the history of blockchain. So these all started from Bitcoin, as you all know. Bitcoin is very popular nowadays. This has values over, like, as far as I can remember, $100,000 or something like that. A Bitcoin is worth a very lot of time. Okay. So this is the history. Bitcoin was created in 2008 by an unknown person or a group using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. And that is right. We don't know who created Bitcoin. Like, yeah, a white paper was published titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, but we don't know who published it or who are they. Like, we don't even know if it is one person or this consists of a group. Like, who invented this, we don't know. We just know it exists. And someone published a paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. That is how it came to existence. It was officially launched on January 2009, and by then, like since then, this has become very popular. As you can see, significant events and all. Okay, and let's go to the next topic. That is, mm, 1 minute. Yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing that I should tell you guys, that is two things: proof of work and proof of stake. So this comes under the consensus mechanism. Okay. Like if I type proof of work, yes, this has come. So proof of work is a consensus mechanism used in blockchain technology, primarily by cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, to validate transactions and secure the network. Okay, so let me explain what it means, like in simple language. Like proof of work is like a consensus mechanism. Consensus mechanism is used when you want to add another node to the blockchain, like another block. You want to be a part of the blockchain ecosystem. Then you need to pass through the proof of work. And by proof of work, what we mean is it. You can see here complex mathematical problems. You have to solve some mathematical problems to be the part of the Bitcoin ecosystem. That is how the Bitcoin ecosystem is managed. Like this is the fundamental concept of the Bitcoin ecosystem. और ये चीज और एक चीज मतलब इंश्योर करता है, वो है दिस ensuring that the network remains decentralized and secure. Like this mathematical problems ensures that. And this is the definition of proof of work. Proof of work is a consensus mechanism used in blockchain technology to validate transactions and secure the network. It requires participants known as miners to perform complex mathematical calculations to solve cryptographic puzzles. And another thing, these are cryptographic puzzles. So these are not very easy puzzles to solve. Like these are very complex ones. And this proof of work is also used for validating transactions and securing the network. By securing the network, I mentioned previously, if you want to enter into the Bitcoin network, you have to solve the mathematical problem to be the part of it. And it also uh, this also comes to play when you want to validate a transaction. Okay. And another thing is that is very popular nowadays, that is proof of stake, which is used in Ethereum. And Ethereum is the one in which I develop most of our projects in. I don't develop in Bitcoin because Bitcoin was not a friendly environment for developing projects, but now it is. Like it is becoming more development friendly. But back in the days, it was not. So proof of stake is a consensus mechanism used in blockchain networks where validators are chosen to create new blocks based on the amount of cryptocurrency they hold and are willing to stake as collateral. Like if तुम्हारे पास पैसा है तुम इस ब्लॉकचेन का हिस्सा बन सकते हो, अगर नहीं है तो तुम बाहर में जाओ। ये है इसका बात। अगर मैं सिंपल शब्दों में ये बोलूँ तो, like if you want to be the part of the Ethereum ecosystem, you should hold a lot of a lot of cryptocurrency in your account, and you are willing to stake it as a collateral. That is how you can be the part of the Ethereum ecosystem. Ethereum is also a chain. There's a lot of difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin, but I'll not go deep into that because that is another topic that will make the video more long. Let me see how much did I do. Oh, this is not showing any. Oh, 11 minutes already. Okay, I have to be fast. Another thing, let's come to what are the smart contracts. So previously I've made a Medium post on that, like what are the smart contracts. Let me go to that blog. This is my Medium profile, by the way. Story published. This one. I'll give the link in the description also. So let me come back and okay. So let me explain you what are the smart contracts in simple language. So let me give you an example. Suppose you want to send a letter to your friend, so you go to a post office and submit your letter to the post office, knowing that the letter will get delivered. But how does the post office deliver your letter? It takes your letter, stores it in the office, assigns a postman for the job. The postman delivers the letter. Similarly, when you send a transaction on the blockchain, a set of rules gets applied, and then your transaction gets fulfilled. If any of the rules are disobeyed, then the transaction will get reverted. So what does it mean is, like if you want to do something in a blockchain, like if you want to assign someone any role, like I want to assign a modifier role in the blockchain network, like I'm giving someone access to my data and I want only them to modify it. And so how do I do it? I'll just write a smart contract for it. Smart contracts will ensure that only the authorized person will be able to access it and no other person will be able to do any modification in my data. That is how we do it. This is smart contracts are like a rule book in blockchain. Like what can you do, what you cannot do. We define it and we develop smart contracts for that purpose. And one more thing that I've highlighted here, that is, by the way, transactions do not always send tokens to an address. Like if you think transactions mean that if you're sending cryptocurrencies in a blockchain or doing any kind of Bitcoin kind of stuff, like sending Bitcoin, receiving Bitcoin, no, that is also a transaction. But it can also mean that changing the value of a variable in smart contract. Like if you change a variable, if I make a variable in my blockchain like variable A and that was set to 10, then I change it to 20. That is also a transaction. And transactions are stored in the blockchain blocks itself. Like each block has its own transactions, like own mempool. I'll go to that topic in another video because that is another thing to teach. So these are the smart contracts. Let me show you a demo of smart contract. This is the smart contract. This is a simple storage. Okay. This does nothing. This is the syntax of Solidity. By the way, to work in smart contract, you need to understand and learn Solidity first. I'll show you the resources from where you should learn the blockchain technology. Okay. So this is nothing but the first line just declares the version of Solidity I'm using. Then the contract name, simple storage. This is just a simple storage. Even 256 private stored number. This is just a variable that is UN 256 type. Then I'm creating a function to set number, and I'm receiving a variable that is UN 256 number, and then I'm making public and stored number equal to number. That is here I'm changing the value, like I'm sending a transaction in blockchain. And then another function I'm creating to see the number I have changed, like the get number function. This will not send in, like this function, the get number function will not send any transaction in the blockchain because this is a view function. This is not changing anything in the blockchain, like this is not changing the state of blockchain. This is just viewing the data in blockchain, so I don't need to send a transaction. That is how you do transactions in blockchain. Like this is the whole concept. This is a demo smart contract, very simple one. When we write smart contract, smart contracts, we write very complex ones, but this is a simple smart contract. So next thing we should go over is where can you learn it? Okay, where can you learn it? Like what should be your roadmap? First of all, today itself, if you are interested in blockchain, go to Cypher. I'll give the description. I'll give the link in the description. Explore all the courses. I already have an account here. This takes some time sometimes. Oh, this is the logged in form here. I think I logged out. Rubio. अच्छा है. So this is the interface you are gonna see. Okay. So first of all, you should go to the blockchain basics. This is where you should start from. I have told you the blockchain basics in a very simple language, but if you want to know more about blockchain, like the more fundamental concepts, you should definitely check this video out. Blockchain Basics by Cypher Update. This is a 3 hours course, so this is not a very long course to finish. So this will not take much of a time. You can finish it in one day. This will help you to understand blockchain fundamentals, introduction to smart contract gas, introduction to wallets, transaction signatures, advanced gas concepts, and smart contracts. And oh, one more thing that I should also show you that how can you make an account, make an account in blockchain? You know, not blockchain, like in any Ethereum ecosystem or any Bitcoin ecosystem or something like that. So first of all, you have two things in. You have to keep two things in mind. You have public address, that is, first of all, this is MetaMask. You should install MetaMask in your account, in your not account, like in your browser. I think this issue has some bugs. Oh, is opened. So yeah, as you can see here, this is my address. This 0x70997, this is my public address. And another thing that I have is that is private key. And you should never share a private key with anybody, no matter who is the person. You should never trust that. Like if I have the private key of your account, I can easily log into your account. Like it is like giving the ATM pin to your to an unknown person or your known person. Then he or she can do anything with their account. Like it is like a ATM pin. So you should never do that. Let me show you the private account of mine, private key of mine, because this is just a dummy account. I don't use it, but you should never do it. I'm just showing you. A minute. This is a connecting to Anvil so much. Because I was developing in Anvil. Anvil is just a local development tool that we use. Please, please stop. connecting to in will I cannot do anything. Like I'm trying to cut it, but this is not working. As you can see from here, you can see the private key. Let it take some time. By then, I'll show you the courses. So this is the course you should finish first for, and after that, you should go to another course that is, let me show you, Solidity Smart Contract Development. This is the main thing we are talking about. Solidity Smart Contract Development. So prerequisites is blockchain basics that I just told you about. This is the next thing that you should learn. Solidity programming language. That is what is it? It is all videos all about, like how to write smart contracts of your own. Then you should go to Foundry fundamentals and advanced Foundry. This is the roadmap. Like this one, blockchain basics, smart contract development, Foundry fundamentals, and then advanced Foundry. This is the roadmap. Okay, let me see if this has opened. Sweet network. Let's switch to Sepolia. Okay. So let me show you the how the private key looks. Like I don't use this account, so I'm just showing you, but you should not do it. Account details where you can see it. Private key. I have to type in my password first, the password of MetaMask. I have to hold it. So this is the private key. This thing you should not share with anybody, because some if someone has a private key of your account, they can do anything with your account. They will be able to import your account just by giving the private key. So you should not share it with anybody. Okay. So I'll give the links in description, like the Medium post of mine and the Cyprin updraft website link. So you will be able to learn the blockchain technology just as I learned. So another thing that I forgot to mention, that is what is the relevance of blockchain in real world. So I've just searched it on ChatGPT and this is the result. Let me explain you. The relevance of blockchain in the world lies in how it removes the need for intermediaries and builds trust through transparency and enhances security across industries. Like this just removes any intermediates in a system. Like you are the owner of your data, okay, and you don't need to share it with anybody. You are just the owner of your data. In traditional web 2, what you do is you just send a request to the server, and server gives you the response. Like server holds all your data, and then when you request as a client, this that data will get delivered to you. Like the server will respond to you. But that is not a very secure system, because data is centralized there. Like if anything wrong happens to a server, then your data will get leaked or lost or anything like that. Anything bad can happen. But in blockchain network, what we do is you are the owner of your own data, and data is stored in blocks. Like if anything bad happens to a block, like I have said in the blockchain basics, like how a blockchain is made, like how it is connected, like anything bad happens, like anyone tries to change anything in the data, the hash will get changed, then the entire block will on that chain will get invalidated. That is how it was. Like if anyone change anything, the entire chain will get chain will be aware of it, get aware of it, and nobody wants that. No fraud person will want that. That is how we use blockchain. Like that is why we use blockchain. Like it can be useful at any field where frauds happen. Like fraud is very easy to do. That kind of fields are very good to implement with blockchain. Like you should integrate blockchain in that fields like voting systems, supply chains, currencies. As you can see, the DeFi and payment methods, you can add that. Supply chain transparency. By supply chain, what we mean is you don't know where your food is coming from. Okay. So in blockchain, we can store the information of the farmer, who was the retailer, who was the manufacturer, for who was the delivering associate, and all that in blockchain. And nobody can change it except the authorized person, which I have mentioned in the smart contracts. That is how it is done. Supply chain transparency. And I can also add the functionality that anybody can see that where his or her food is coming from. This also gives you a digital identity and data ownership. Like this prevents data leaks and identity theft. Like if you make an account on the blockchain network, this will remain forever. This will not get lost. And one more thing, every data in blockchain is immutable. Once it is uploaded, you cannot change that. You just cannot. You can transfer it or anything like that, but you cannot change that. Like if I ever upload a smart contract to a blockchain network, I cannot modify that. Once it is uploaded to the main net or space net, I cannot do anything to it. Okay. So this is why you should be careful when you are writing smart contracts. As a developer, if you are starting, you work in the local development environment, you should not be worried about that. But if you are an advanced person, okay, then you should be aware of that. If you do any mistakes, this will result in many things like hacks, frauds, and in many things. That is why you should write smart contracts very carefully. So this is the relevance of the smart contracts. Another relevance is that gaming and metaverse. You can use blockchain technology to make gaming games, but I have never created a game in my entire blockchain journey. So I cannot say anything about that. But I have created uh, projects around tokenization. Like you can tokenize anything you see. I created on the digital identity, data ownership, supply chain transparencies, financial system. There is DeFi or decentralized finance, and all of that. You can do all of that with the help of blockchain. That is how it is relevant.